My name is Natalie Van Wagoner Gneiting, and I graduated from BYU with my BA in dance in April of 2020. I took a gap year and I worked in the ER as a medical scribe, and then I started medical school at the University of Pikeville, Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine. I am currently in my 4th year, about to graduate, and I just matched into emergency medicine residency in Chandler, Arizona. While at BYU, I was on the folk dance teams. I worked my way up, and during my last 2 years at BYU, I was on the International Folk Dance Ensemble, and during my last year, I got to be president of the Folk Dance Club, and I had a blast doing that. My experiences as a dance major, and especially in the folk dance program, I feel like have really changed my approach to medical school and to how I will be as a doctor someday. For one, working in the emergency room is a bit chaotic at times. You never know what's going to come through the door. You have to act quickly, you have to get things set up quickly, and then be able to move on to the next task just like that. I feel like as a folk dancer, that's what a lot of it felt like, you know? One day we were learning Tibetan dancing, and then the next day we were practicing this Irish jig, and then we go from that to, you know, something totally different, and you never know what you're going to expect, and you have to be able to adapt quickly, and that adaptability was so helpful to me in deciding emergency medicine was the career I wanted to pursue. When I got to medical school, I was one of 2 students in my class of about 150 who were members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. There were also no members in the class above me or the class below me, and that was a little different from what I experienced at BYU. At BYU, the secular was always alongside, you know, the faith-based things too. It was integrated. We would have prayers and we'd have devotionals in classes. And I was grateful I was coming from that background of always having the 2 knit together, because I tried to integrate that in my study, you know. As a medical student, I was trying to say prayers before each test, and I was trying to find ways to keep up my faith-based study as well as my secular, and I think that was vitally important to my success. I was not ready to give up dance when I graduated high school, even though I knew medical school was my end goal. But being a dance major brought so much more balance to my life. Instead of just focusing so hard on the sciences for the next 8-9 years or so, I got to feel like I was so much more well-rounded. I learned this intimate spiritual and physical connection with my own body. I learned how to relate with others, be a team player. I learned to just express myself in a completely different way, and I feel like that's helped me be able to better relate to everyone around me, be able to better understand my own emotions and how I deal with stress, and then it's given me opportunities to meet more people and to do more than I could have done on my own.